Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XLM. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XLM. And let me tell you something, I am so bullish on XLM right now, and here's why. That's the 4-hour chart on XLM. It looks so similar to the XRP chart. Everybody in the XRP community right now is calling for a $20 to $50 XRP. If that happens and XRP goes on a massive run, guess what? It's taking XLM with it. Not only that, there's a lot of good announcements around XLM as well, which I'm going to talk about in today's video. Now, if you're new to the channel, I talk about this chart a lot. This is the DXY. And the reason I talk about it is because every time the US dollar index falls, crypto and the stock market rises. Now, what would make the US dollar fall? Well, we have the BRICS about to announce a gold-backed digital currency in August of this year. Also, the US dollar at this point is tied to a hell of a lot of debt. So let's see where the DXY goes from here. But I think we're at the beginning of the DXY really taking a massive dump. And if that does, look out because the stock market and crypto will get a blow off top. Tokenize everything. Institutions bet that crypto's future lies in real world assets. Think of the biggest knocks on crypto. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin aren't real because they're not backed by hard assets in the real world. They're highly speculative, and the yo-ying prices can doom unsophisticated investors. Often they're even ridiculous, with meme coins and cartoon apes selling for millions of dollars. Now, in a video I did the other day, I talked about a friend of mine who talked about going in the store and buying things with crypto. He wasn't talking about using a Visa card tied to crypto. He was talking about actual crypto and cash. That's a big difference. But I think he's missing the point. You can still spend crypto through a Visa or MasterCard, like that Uphold Visa card I think they have. There's other cards out there as well. But you know, the normies of the world aren't going to get it until it's too late. You don't have to agree with these critics. I don't, at least fully. But the merits of these arguments are irrelevant. Like it or not, these are some of the reasons that the most banks, financial institutions, governments, and billions of normies have still not bought a lick of crypto. But what if the next generation of crypto is not made of magic internet money that non-nerds had never heard of, but the cryptographic tokenization of stocks, bonds, cars, and real-life things that people actually care about? Now you're starting to see why tokenization is so important. And people, including the suits on Wall Street, are starting to care about tokenization of real-world assets, or RWAs, which has quietly surged during crypto winter. Tokenization lets you create liquidity for things that aren't liquid today, says Lucas Vogelsang, CEO and co-founder of Centrifuge, which has tokenized over $400 million of RWAs. Think about when crypto is backed by real-world assets. It's very important to think about that. Because remember, XRP and XLM are going to be stable coins in the future, sitting at a higher value. Well, what about anchors for Stellar? We'll talk more about that in a minute. Stellar is the leader in tokenization with Franklin Templeton and Wisdom Tree. Now, the fact that Stellar is so much involved with tokenization already, I think it's going to capture a good portion of that $770 trillion market. And if it does, XLM is going to be sitting at a very high price. Yes, XLM, Stellar Lumens, does have a stabilization mechanism, but it is not a stablecoin in the traditional sense. XLM stability is achieved through its use of anchors, which are entities that hold fiat currency deposits and issue credit on the Stellar network in exchange for XLM. Now, what if it wasn't fiat currency that was being held? What if it was real world assets? I'm talking real estate, bonds, whatever, of value. All of a sudden, XLM starts sitting at a very stable high value in the future. Anchors provide liquidity to the network by allowing users to deposit and withdraw fiat currencies, and they also serve as a bridge between the Stellar network and traditional financial systems. Now, what if, we're not talking about fiat currencies, but what if people were pulling out the value of tokenized assets in the future, such as a deed to a house, a title to a car? Do you see where I'm going with this? That's why I think tokenization is going to be massive for any network that's involved in it in the future. And guess what? Stellar, I think, is going to be an absolute giant when it comes to tokenization. Stellar-powered Honeycoin app enables USDC cash out at MoneyGram locations. Honeycoin app powered by Stellar now enables USDC cash outs at MoneyGram locations in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Nigeria, Ghana, and the UK, expanding the real-world applications of Circle's USDC on Stellar. But they also have the option to use XLM as well. 350 million people in Africa don't have access to bank accounts, and only 20% of families have formal bank accounts. BondBank provides a real-world solution to this problem by turning 8 billion active prepaid SIM cards globally into virtual debit cards with Stellar. Once users load prepaid airtime credits onto BondBank wallets, those credits are on-ramped onto the Stellar network, digitized into tokens named MIN, which can then be turned into USD coin. I think this is an opportunity for solutions like ours, in combination with Stellar, to make a big difference and help the next 2 billion humans join the digital financial world. That's how big this is. There's more on-off ramps created all around the world on a daily basis utilizing Stellar. We talk a lot about how Stellar Network serves the unbanked. Well, right here is a great example of it. Here's a reality check. Stellar alone can't plug the entire global gap. While far-reaching, Stellar-based services don't yet extend to every unbanked and underbanked individual. There are many ways people can become unbanked and or underbanked, each requiring their own context-informed solutions. In fact, there are about 1.4 billion people globally who are unbanked, according to the World Bank, and Stellar, with 300,000 off-ramp locations for stablecoins issued on the network alone, only reaches a small fraction. Through Stellar goes far. There's still a lot of work to do. That's why I always said Stellar's out there laying the groundwork right now. Later in the future, as we start using a stablecoin like XLM backed by real-world assets, all of a sudden XLM is going to be running on those rails. That's when me and you will get rich from our XLM. 3 major countries to join BRICS alliance in August. Now these are the latest countries: Argentina, Iran, and the UAE. But there's a whole handful of other countries willing to join as soon as tomorrow. But one thing I want to point out, the gold standard is back. BRICS to intro gold-backed reserve currency. This is coming in August. And once they announce this, I think it's going to be devastating to the US dollar. That's why this makes a hell of a lot more sense to me today than it ever has before. I know in previous XLM videos I said XLM doesn't need to be backed by silver to be at a high value in the future. But, you know, a silver-backed Stellar makes more sense now when we're starting to see countries back digital currencies by precious metals. Then you got to think of tokenization and real-world assets sitting on the network, adding value as well. That's why I'm so bullish on this cryptocurrency. I think it has a hell of a lot of upside potential. And I think within the next few years, I think XLM has the ability to price a lot of people out. And I'm always telling people, now's the time to get in. I do XRP videos. I'm telling people, diversify. Buy some XLM. It has a lot of potential. It's going to run the same way XRP is. Why would you miss out on that? Why would you miss out on these gains that you can get? And look at where the price is on XLM right now. It's sitting at just under 13 cents. You know, I think we're going to break $1 on XLM quicker than people think. And then watch how much FOMO money pours in. Then beyond that, who knows where we go from there? When you think about how big the world actually is, it puts things into perspective. You know, everybody's so focused on getting rich overnight. Things take time to build, and Stellar's been building for a lot of years now. I pointed out all the growth throughout 2022. In one of the worst markets we've ever been in, Stellar still pushed forward. You can't have a ton of growth without any price movement. When this thing goes, I think it's going to be epic. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.